Hey everyone, I'm Dave, your host, and today we've got a fantastic episode to help you level up your English speaking skills. It's all about training your mind to think efficiently so you can express yourself fluently. Have you ever felt like your brain is working faster than your ability to put words together? Or maybe you know the words but struggle to say them naturally. If that sounds familiar, you're definitely not alone.
Hi everyone, I'm Emma, your co-host, and I'm really excited to dive into this topic. Speaking fluently isn't just about knowing vocabulary and grammar, it's about how you organize your thoughts. Believe it or not, the way you process ideas in your mind plays a major role in how smoothly you communicate in English.
Absolutely, Emma. In this episode, we'll explore how to think more strategically when forming sentences, making it easier to speak with confidence and clarity. Plus, we've got some great practical tips you can start using today. So whether you're just beginning your English journey or looking to refine your fluency, stay with us until the end. And hey, we'd love to hear from you. Drop your thoughts or questions in the comments, and we might feature them in a future episode.
That sounds great, Dave. I can't wait to discuss how training your mind can completely transform the way you communicate in English. Let's jump right in.
Let's start by discussing the connection between thinking and speaking in English. Have you ever noticed how smoothly conversations flow when people have clear thoughts?
Exactly. When your mind is organized, your words come out naturally. But if your thoughts are all over the place, or you're overanalyzing everything, it can slow you down and make speaking feel stressful.
Right. Think of your brain like a well-managed highway. When everything is in order, words flow like cars moving freely. But if you're constantly second-guessing or translating from your native language, it's like a traffic jam in your mind.
That's a perfect analogy. A lot of English learners struggle because they think in their native language first, then try to translate into English. That extra step often leads to awkward sentences and hesitation.
Exactly. It's like building a bridge every time you want to say something. Instead, the goal is to train your brain to think directly in English.
And when you start doing that, your responses become quicker and more natural. You stop focusing on grammar rules in the middle of a sentence and just speak. So, Dave, what do you think are the biggest benefits of thinking in English?
Great question. First, it saves time because you skip the translation step. Second, it helps you focus on expressing yourself rather than getting stuck on individual words. And third, it boosts your confidence because you start feeling more comfortable with the language. Thinking in English enhances your ability to grasp cultural nuances. For an example, understanding idiomatic expressions like break the ice or hit the nail on the head becomes more intuitive when you're immersed in the language. This immersion allows you to use such phrases naturally in conversations.
Exactly. And let's not forget, thinking directly in English also strengthens your fluency over time. The more you practice, the easier it becomes to connect words and ideas naturally. And also thinking in English can improve your problem-solving skills. When you encounter a situation where you don't know a specific word, your brain gets creative in finding alternative ways to convey the message. It's like if you forget the word umbrella, you might say, a thing that protects you from rain. This keeps the conversation flowing.
That's a good tip, and it's okay if your thoughts start out simple. Even just naming objects around you in English or describing what you're doing throughout the day can help your brain adjust.
Yes, small steps make a big difference. So to wrap up this part, if you want to speak fluently, train yourself to think in English first. Coming up next, we'll share some practical exercises to help you do just that.
Now that we understand why thinking in English is important, let's talk about some simple ways to train your brain. Emma, where should our followers start?
One of the best places to begin is with simple thoughts. A lot of learners struggle because they try to form complex sentences in their head. Instead, keep it basic. For example, if you see a cup of coffee, just think, this is coffee. It's hot. I like coffee.
That's a great tip. Simple thoughts make it easier to get comfortable. Another technique is to connect words with visuals or emotions.
Oh, I love that. Can you explain how that works?
Sure. Let's say you're learning the word excited. Instead of just memorizing the word, think of a time you felt excited, maybe opening a gift or hearing great news. This emotional connection makes the word more meaningful and easier to remember. Another trick is to narrate your day in English. For example, when you're brushing your teeth, think, I'm brushing my teeth. The toothpaste is minty. It's a great way to practice thinking in English without extra effort. Active listening is also important. Pay close attention to how native speakers form sentences, their tone, and where they pause naturally.
And don't just listen, repeat what they say. Mimic their speech, either in your head or out loud. It's like having a mini conversation with yourself.
That's a great idea. One more tip. Ask yourself simple questions in English. For example, what's my plan for today? Or what was the best part of my day? This helps your brain get used to thinking in English on the spot.
Love it. And one last thing, set a goal for your daily practice. For example, today focus on describing objects, tomorrow focus on emotions, and so on. The more structured your practice, the faster you improve.
Perfect. To summarize, keep thoughts simple, connect words with visuals or feelings, narrate your day, listen actively, mimic native speakers, ask yourself questions, and set small goals. If you follow these steps, you'll see real progress in no time.
Now that we've covered how to think smart, let's shift gears and talk about how to actually speak fluently.
A common misconception is that fluency means speaking fast. In reality, fluency is about speaking smoothly and naturally, even if you speak at a normal pace.
Exactly. The key is to take natural pauses. Don't rush. Pausing helps you structure your thoughts and makes your speech clearer.
Another big tip, stop translating in your head. It slows you down and makes sentences sound unnatural. Instead, if you forget a word, just describe it in simple terms. And practice every day, even if you're just talking to yourself.
Yes, and start with basic sentences. Instead of saying, I'm absolutely delighted to meet you, say, I'm happy to meet you. Build from there. Also, try shadowing. Listen to a native speaker and repeat their words immediately. It's a fantastic way to improve pronunciation and rhythm.
And don't be afraid of mistakes. They're part of learning. Instead of worrying, treat every mistake as a lesson. Keep practicing, stay patient, and remember, every step you take brings you closer to fluency.
So to sum up, pause naturally, stop translating, start with simple sentences, practice daily, try shadowing, embrace mistakes, and celebrate small wins. Before we wrap up, we have a little challenge for you.
That's right. For the next 24 hours, try thinking in English as much as possible. Start small. Describe objects around you, narrate simple actions, or even ask yourself questions like, what am I doing right now? Or, how do I feel? This will help you build confidence and train your mind to think in English more effortlessly.
And if you want to take it a step further, record yourself speaking for 1 minute about your day. Don't worry about mistakes. Just focus on speaking naturally.
Let us know how it goes in the comments and make sure to comment all the new words you learned today.
We can't wait to hear about your progress. Keep practicing, and we'll see you in the next episode.